Would anyone in the Zoom chat like to go first? We'll start with Lau from Only Games.
Thank you. My question will be in Spanish. Hola chicos, aquí Lau de Only Games Argentina. Quisiera saber de ustedes a quien guste contestar. Quisiera saber qué fue lo que más les costó para contener los avances de Lounge en lo que fue este comeback en Icebox.
No sé, son cosas que pasan. Veníamos mejor. Fuimos para mí superiores en el mapa. Se demostró estando 12-6 arriba. Y nada, me atrevo a decir que nos comió la ansiedad de cerrar el partido, de hacer nuestras cosas. Y nada, estoy conforme con lo que hicimos, con lo que venimos trabajando. Y lamentablemente no se nos dio y nada más, seguir adelante y eso.
The question was, what was the difficult part to stop the advance from that comeback that happened from Loud? And the answer was, it's just things that happened. They came looking a little bit better and they felt like they were superior in the map, but it was more than anything, the anxiety just to close it out. And they're happy with the performance towards the beginning, but it just didn't go their way.
We'll go next to Roldi from Agentes en Línea.
¿Qué tal? Bueno chicos, una pena la derrota. Mi pregunta va para Tacolilla. Siento yo que durante este último año el equipo se ha caracterizado por tener un mental bastante estable, por saber reponerse de situaciones adversas. Pero ¿qué sientes tú que fue lo que hizo que en esta serie no fuera así y que luego del Icebox pues ya en el Haven tuvieran un peor desempeño del que estoy seguro que esperaban? ¿Y cómo crees que pueden arreglarlo para el siguiente partido?
Básicamente el equipo trabaja en mental como trabaja en lo táctico y todo. Y como dijo mi Joaquín antes, fue que nos comió la ansiedad cerrar el mapa, empezamos a cometer un par de errores. Y cuando te come la ansiedad y el oponente está totalmente claro, es como que de repente empezáis a estar un paso detrás viendo detalles. Esos son los detalles que te hacen ganar la ronda. Y bueno, para el próximo mapa tenemos que ver qué pasó exactamente en lo táctico y hablar de lo mental y fixear y volver.
The question was, the team is well known to be very stable, very well in the mental department, and what they thought happened today, especially after Icebox, and how they didn't get the performance that they expected for the second map. And then the answer from Taco was just the team works the mental part as much as the tactical part. And like King said, it was the anxiety more than anything. And when that anxiety starts to happen, the opponent really gets to know it, and they end up being one step behind. Now, for the future matches, they just need to look at what happened, both mentally and tactically, and just fix it.
Are there any more questions from the remote media? Thank you. We'll move on to questions from the in-house media.
Onur Ökten, e-Sports. You seemed pretty strong at first and got a huge lead. What went wrong after 12-6, and what was the turning point? You seemed to change your play style at the B side. You expected the enemy in the more front side. So what changed?
It's like the same question they asked before, and I'm gonna answer the same thing. We were winning 12-6. I think we were doing pretty good. And these things happened. The anxiety came in, the anxiety to close the map, and thing happens. We stopped doing our play style. We tried to do different things to try to close the map, and they were very clear at what to do, and that's it. We stopped doing our things, and we lost the map.
Thank you. Are there any more questions from the in-house media?
Aykut, upcomer. You've been here for 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. What do you think about Istanbul as a host city?
¿Me querés responder o...?
Se respondería en español.
¿Sí?
¿Qué pregunta?
¿Qué opináis de la ciudad de Estambul?
Creo que una ciudad hermosa. O sea, lo que hemos visitado es una ciudad muy linda, mucha gente. Tienen unos rasgos únicos, porque obviamente no he visitado esta zona, pero muy hermoso, muy limpio. La arquitectura es preciosa. Y feliz de estar compitiendo y feliz de haber visitado este país.
He says a very beautiful city, and everything that they've gotten to see so far is very beautiful. It's a little different compared to what they're used to, but also overall just very clean, and the architecture is really nice. So he's really happy to be here competing.
All right, thank you.
I think we have one more question from Roldy from Agentes en Línea. No,
Sí,
that was,
yes,
ahead.
yes. ¿Qué tal, chicos? Otra vez. Mi pregunta ahora es para Onur. Onur, sé que conocen muy bien el equipo de Lao, tan praqueados, son de regiones vecinas, se deben conocer ambos equipos muy bien. ¿Te esperabas que hoy jugara de esta forma en la cual lo hicieron en ambos mapas? ¿Sacaron algo que te sorprendieron o en todo caso crees que perdieron más por errores propios?
No, particularmente no. A ver, nosotros sabíamos que el Aude era un equipo fuerte, creo que todo el mundo lo sabe. Sí teníamos lecturas entre ambos equipos, pero no, la verdad que jugaron mejor, fueron superiores y tenemos que rever nuestros errores y volver. Nada catastrófico ha ocurrido aquí, no hay ninguna tragedia, simplemente dos buenos equipos que se enfrentaron y uno resultó superior. Sí, nosotros tuvimos como un throw en un mapa que quizá la gente esperaba que lo tengamos más débil y bueno, no nos pudimos reponer en un mapa que la gente sabe que somos fuertes, así que tenemos que aprender de esto y volver en 2 días más fuertes.
So the question was, the team knows Loud, they're always playing against each other, they're always screaming against each other. Was it a surprise the way that they were performing, or was it expected? And the answer for Onur is they knew Loud is a strong team, and both of the teams had reads on each other because of the practice that they get. Today, they were the better team. They play better. And for Leviatán, they need to fix those mistakes and come back. This is not a tragedy. Nothing terrible, nothing horrible happened. It's just one team was better today, and today they just couldn't recover, but they will do so after.
Hello, FF from Onedia. My question is about the last time out of the first map. I mean, everything seemed to be going for you, but Loud made a good comeback, got a good series. And during the timeouts, did you discuss a specific strategy for this kind of scenario? And how did you feel during the timeout?
Sí, honestamente no había puesto ninguna pausa y las puse las dos creo sobre el final del partido. Y una fue en el 12-11, creo que esa ronda estuvo bien planteada, nos parecimos más al equipo que somos en entrenamientos normalmente. Y creo que se jugó bien esa ronda, cometimos errores en el postplan, pero hasta ese momento creo que la habíamos jugado de una forma que era favorable para nosotros. Entonces, obviamente quizá Lau tuvo aciertos en el retake, pero pienso que el postplan estaba más tirado para nosotros. Pero bueno, las circunstancias juegan y son justo merecedores. Sí tenemos que ver por qué hasta esa ronda no pudimos plantear el juego que normalmente acostumbramos en el mapa.
So for that timeout, he only requested the timeouts pretty much by the end of the map, and one was by the 12-11. The round was very well planted and planned out, but it played out a little bit more like they usually do in practice. It was a lot better, but there was a couple of mistakes happening in the post blend, even though he felt like they were playing it right towards the beginning, and Loud just did the right steps on that retake. So they're the deserving winners of that map, and now they just have to look at why it took so long for them to try to close it.
Thank you. Are there any more questions for Leviathan? Leviathan, thank you so much for taking your time to speak with us today. With remote media first, followed by the on-site media. Please use the Zoom hand raise function if you'd like to ask a question, and then we'll call on you. Looks like our first question will be from Wesley Pereira from the Clutch.
Famoso. Grande Wesley.
Salve, rapaziada. Como é que vocês
Salve,
estão?
Bom dia, Wesley. Ótimo.
Bom dia aí para vocês. Bom, a primeira pergunta vai ser para o Sadak. A Loud conseguiu encontrar bons rounds, mas a maioria acaba virando para Leviatán até chegar nos 16-6. Qual foi a postura e a tomada de decisão que vocês tiveram para poder buscar essa virada na prorrogação?
Então, acho que o mais importante foi que a gente não desistiu em nenhum momento. Sabíamos que teve muito round que a gente estava perdendo no detalhe mesmo. E eu acho que foi depois que a gente meio que demoramos realmente muito a nos adaptar. Mas uma vez que a gente se adaptou, foi muito mais fácil essa defesa, né? Então, é isto.
So the question was like, Loud got good rounds into a certain point of the game in the first half, and we wanted to know like what was the like key point to change this whole like mentality. And Sadak said that overall the most important point was actually that we never gave up. In the end, we realized that we were like giving up so many rounds due to like some small details here and there. And it took a while to adapt. But once we did it, once we like patched all those like little mistakes, we got this.
We'll next go to Hussein Al Musa.
Hello, guys. Congratulations for the win.
Thank you.
So yeah, today after the great comeback you made, you started to really become more dominating in the second game. How exactly did that happen?
Quer que eu traduza ou
No,
alguém
no,
vai
so,
falar?
okay, so the beginning of the first game, I think our communication wasn't like that good. It wasn't us because we're like playing solo sometimes, so we're not playing like together. And after our first game, honestly, after our first half of the first game, we started playing together. So yeah, we did a comeback, and then the second game we just had a good read on their Haven, sorry. And it's their good map, and yeah, I think me and Sadhack, we did some pretty good calls, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Wesley, it looks like you have one more question.
Pancada, você foi bastante decisivo em diversas situações na Icebox, quando a Loud realmente precisava. Na Heavy também não foi diferente. Queria saber se você está mais tranquilo após essa caminhada que o time teve na fase de grupos para poder continuar performando bem aqui nos playoffs.
Cara, então, entrei tranquilo já desde a fase de grupos. A gente está trabalhando bastante, então a gente tem muita confiança no outro dentro do servidor. Então, a gente só tem feito o que a gente treinou e está dando nossos resultados, né? Estamos colhendo os frutos.
So the question was directed to Pancada, saying that he was very decisive to the team whenever he was needed, either on Icebox and as well as Heaven. So are you feeling more at ease, like to perform the best that you can within this playoffs, and how do you feel? And Pancada said that like, yeah, I'm pretty calm and collected. We're just like bringing all the things that we do in the training here to the stage and trying to bring our best game.
Wesley has two more questions. We're just going to let him go.
A Heavy é dos mapas mais fortes da Leviatán e vocês trouxeram posturas bastante diferentes do que vinham mostrando ao longo da temporada. Tinham ciência de que eles poderiam ter estudado algo de vocês, mesmo que vocês tenham jogado muito pouco o mapa na temporada?
Acho.
Quer que eu responda?
Respondam vocês.
Responde mais aqui.
BZK, pode responder aí, por favor. Eu esqueci que era para você a pergunta.
Tranquilo. O mapa da Heaven é um mapa que a gente sabia, da Raven, é um mapa que a gente sabia que ia ser o provável pique deles, então foi um mapa que a gente se preparou bastante para esse confronto. A gente se preparou todos os mapas, na verdade, né? Eu acho que a grande vantagem desse confronto foi que a gente tem um mapa muito grande. Então, a gente conseguiu usar os dias que a gente tinha para essa partida, e o time inteiro trabalhou junto nisso. Eu acho que isso foi o nosso grande diferencial. todo mundo sentou junto, todo mundo conversou junto sobre o jogo, sobre o mapa, o que eles gostam de fazer, e na hora do jogo a gente simplesmente se lembrou daquilo que a gente conversou, daquilo que a gente planejou, e a gente teve ótimas calls também de todo mundo. Então acho que foi um trabalho coletivo muito grande do time inteiro para esse mapa da Raven, que era o mapa de escolha deles e a gente sabia disso antes.
Boa sorte aí, Arthur.
So the question was that, so in the case that like Heaven was actually a very strong map for Leviathan side, did you guys wonder if their team like tried to focus on any kind of like strategies that you guys could possibly came out with? And Bazooka said that like one of the big points that we have is that like Loud, we have a big pool. We do have studied their like weak and like strong spots. We prepared in a lot of maps as well. And Heaven was one of those that we actually focused as well. But in the end of the day, it was not only that kind of strategy, but like our teamwork overall that like worked at the best. Like whenever we are studying, we are sitting down, everybody talk, everybody like says what we are thinking. We always have like voice to say what we want to do and how we want to do. And during the game, we actually had like a time and we remember all those things that we got to talk before. And during the game as well, we had like very good calls. And I believe that overall, this team play that we could bring back to the game was the decisive point.
Para finalizar da minha parte, mais uma questão aqui. Agora pode ser o Saci que possa responder também. Vocês se seguraram agora no top 6, vão jogar na segunda-feira contra o vencedor de DRX e FPX. Quem, na sua opinião, você acredita que possa dar um trabalho a mais para vocês, brigando pela vaga na final da chave superior?
Olha, eu acho que os dois times eles têm um estilo de jogo bem diferente do outro, né? Que é a DRX e FPX. O estilo de jogo europeu e o estilo de jogo asiático são bem distintos, assim, do outro. E, sendo sincero, acho que não é questão de qual seja mais difícil. Eu acho que é mais do como que a gente vai se preparar contra. Então, independente de quem vier, eu acho que a gente só tem que se preparar e jogar nosso jogo. Então, é isso.
Valeu.
So this question was directed to Sassi. So now that you guys are going through and gonna be on top 6, on Monday you're gonna be playing against FPX or DRX. Who do you guys think would be harder to like deal with in order to fight for the win on the upper bracket? And Sassi said that it's not exactly about what is harder, because in the end of the day, both teams have very different gameplays. It's an Asia style gameplay, it's an Europe style gameplay. It's not one weaker or stronger, it's just different styles. And in the end, it's more about what we gonna do to prepare and to bring our games and the possibilities that we can create within the game.
Thank you. We'll go next to Lau from Only Game.
Thank you. My question will be in português. Oi, meninos. Espero que vocês estejam bem. Parabéns pela vitória no dia de hoje aqui lá de Only Games Argentina. Eu queria saber, entender melhor como se usa essa questão psicológica de afobação que foi mostrada pela Leviatán, como quizás uma estratégia a favor de vocês, e na série toda, nos dois mapas, o que vocês acham que fez a diferença mais profunda para a vitória da Loud no dia de hoje?
Eu falo?
Fala, se quiser.
Então, primeiro que eu e o Sad Hack, a gente tem bastante experiência, né? Baseado na Champions que jogamos ano passado. Eu, Bazooka também, né? Jogamos contra a Gamete, sofremos desse comeback. A gente que passou por essa afobação. E a gente, esse ano, trabalhamos com o Arthur, o nosso psicólogo que acompanhou na Islândia. E hoje a gente está com o Bruno, que está aqui conosco na Champions, que também acompanhou a gente na Champions ano passado. E hoje a gente já usou as táticas mais da psicologia, junto com a experiência que temos dos campeonatos passados, e a gente conseguiu manter a calma e finalmente fazer o comeback que tomamos ano passado. Então, acho que é isso. E graças a Deus a gente conseguiu passar essa experiência para os meninos também do time, que eles acompanharam essa vibe.
Muito obrigada.
So the question was, I wanted to know how you guys dealt with this like uneasiness from the side of Leviatán in the game, and like with the whole like comeback kind of thing. Like, what was the biggest differential point? Like, how do you guys like manage to do it? First of all, like in the end, Sasi and Sadak have a lot of experience, like Bazooka as well. We've been on their shoes before, like with this like uneasiness and having a hard time to do this kind of like comeback things. But thanks to like Arthur, or past psychologist, and also Bruno, that is now here with us, we were having many techniques on how to like overcome that and collect ourselves back to the like tranquility and like a calm place of mind, and be able to like counter that comeback. With this game, like we were successfully able to do it, and I'm happy that we were also able to pass down this like experience to everybody, since everybody was in sync.
Thank you. I think that's it for the online questions. Is there anybody from the in-house media that would like to ask a question?
Onur Ökten, e-Sports. So a very rough start, but an incredible rebound. And you said your communication got better, and that was the key for the comeback. So which of your teammates step into leadership roles in those situations, and who is the most vocal motivating the team? I want names.
Quer falar?
Para você, pausa.
Honestly, BZK was the guy that were telling us that our communication was failing. I mean, of course, me and Sadhack, we noticed it, but him telling us it, you just realize, no, like, okay, we need to wake up. So yeah, I think it was just a wake up call. And me and Sadhack, we worked together on it, you know, the leadership thing. So yeah, I think it's both of us.
Shout out to Pancada too.
Yeah, Pancada is like the calm guy, the peaceful guy, you know. So yeah, he's the guy that when our comes like so hyped and I don't know, despair, he's the guy that say, hey, stay calm, because his voice is soft.
Ege from Esports in Turkey. I would like to ask about, you know, the tournament is in Turkey, so I would like to ask something about that. I don't know if you know it, but there's a fierce rivalry between Brazil and Turkey in League of Legends.
I know. I'm from League of Legends.
But yeah, in Valorant, you have already exceeded Turkey in international success. Do you think in the future, I mean, you have already played in Turkish server and against Turkish players, do you think in the future there might be a similar rivalry between Brazil and Turkey?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like Turkish players are so skilled. Every time that we face like Turkish players on our rankeds, they're so skilled. I think it's just a matter of time for like a full Turkish team to be on international event. So yeah.
Hi, Aykut from Upcomer. I wanted to ask, you've been here for 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. What do you think about Istanbul, you know, as a city?
Good food. We are having troubles on our stomachs for some reason. Yes.
Yeah, we still don't know.
For some reason.
Yes, for some reason the food is good, the people is good. I mean, we don't have much to talk about. Ranks are really hard to play against Turkish people, but we try.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful country, honestly.
Well, I'm glad to hear you like the food.
Yes.
Thank you.
And the desserts as well.
Are there any more questions for Loud? Loud, thank you so much. Congratulations on your victory, and we'll see you back here in a couple of days.
Thank you.
Thank you.